Good morning, good morning, good morning, go-getters. How you doing? Professor Gooden here again. We're going to continue with our learning of reflection. Yesterday we talked about a reflection, what it is, the meaning of it, and how it is a mirror of what we see. Okay, so today we are going to focus on what it means to reflect a shape in a coordinate plane, a shape. Once you see that, then you will be able to make the connection for lines. I thought it was more important to go over the shapes versus the lines. So I'm just going to go over 3 examples. This is not going to be a long video. You already understand the meaning of reflection. You are seeing a reflection right now of this lesson. You're seeing my face. I'm sitting here, and you're also seeing a mirror image of my screen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first example. At this time, I would like for you to pause the video and draw a coordinate plane. Again, you don't need the small little boxes. You just need to make sure you have your y-axis and your x-axis and number from 0 to 9 going in this direction, 0 to -9, 0 to -9, and 0 to +9. Make sure you write the title as well, reflecting shapes over the y-axis. And that's all we're going to focus on today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about reflecting shapes over the x-axis. Okay? So you should have paused the video, and now we're going to go ahead and continue. So what does it mean to reflect a shape over the y-axis? In order to do that, we need to first find some of the ordered pairs that will help us create the shape. So we're going to call those our original. Okay, our original pairs. Yes, you can pause and write as I go. So how do we find our original pairs? Well, earlier in the year, as well as actually probably about a month before we, started our new little online learning, we talked about vertices. So the important thing here is to find the vertex of the shape, the vertices of the shape, because there are more than one. So here we have 1, 2 vertices, 3 vertices, and 4 vertices. Okay? So what we're going to do is, write the ordered pairs for each vertex. So let's start with this one right over here. If I wanted to know what the point is, remember I started the origin, and I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to -7. That's going to be my x. -7, comma, and then I'm going up on my y-axis to 1, 2, 3, and that will be +3. So our first vertex, which is right here, is -7. Let me clean that up. Excuse me. It is -7, 3. You go ahead, pause, and make sure you write this down as well. Okay, let's find the ordered pair for our next vertex, and let's go ahead and find it for this one right here. This point is at the location -1, -2, -3, -4. So our x is -4. And our y, again, we're here, -4. Our y is at +3. Yes, I reverted to typing. It's much neater. And then let's move on to our next vertex. Here it is right here. That is also at -1, 2, 3, -4. And we're moving up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ordered pair for that vertex is -4, 6. And then our last vertex, let's see where that's located. Our last vertex, which is right over here, if I come over from my origin, I can see I'm at -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -7, and up on my y-axis to +6. So the ordered pair for that is -7, 6. So now that I have all my original pairs for my vertices, I can go ahead and use those to create a reflection over the y-axis, So how do we do that? Well, let's label our reflection pairs. Remember, when we are moving over the y-axis, when we're reflecting over the y-axis, what's changing is our x. So that means this will change. We will write this will change, this will change, and this will change. All of our x points will change. What will remain the same are our y's. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down our y's. There we go. So we're going to have, how about I just clone? We have close parentheses, space, comma, 3. That won't change. And then close parentheses, space, comma, 3. That won't change for the second one. Parentheses, space, comma, 6. That won't change. I'll make this look nice after I'm finished. And then space, open parentheses, space, comma, 6. So those are all of our y points. What is going to change, guys, and I'll have it down here so you can see it nice and large. What's going to change are our x's. So our x's, since we're creating a reflection, it's going to be the opposite of what we have here. So instead of a -7, we're going to have a +7, okay, for our first ordered pair. Instead of a -4, we're going to have a +4 for our second. And instead of a -4 again, we're going to have a +4. And then for the last one, instead of a -7, we're going to have a +7. So go ahead, pause the video and write these down. Now, I know some of you are thinking, why are we writing down these reflection pairs? Well, these reflection pairs are going to represent our new vertices. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot those. We have 7, 3. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. Hang on, let me get my marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to move up 3 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to plot my first vertex because these are going to help me create my shape. Then, so I've just plotted that one. I put a check. I go to this one. I'm going to 4, 3. Again, I'm going over on my x first to 4. And then up to 3. 1, 2, 3. And plot my point. Check that off. Over here, I have 4, 6. Again, I'm going over to 4 and up to 6. So here's 3, 4, 5, 6. Check. And then I'm going to take my last point, my ordered pair, and plot it. 7, 6. Start at the origin, over to 7, and up to 6. And I just created our reflection shape. And what did it reflect over? It reflected over the y-axis. Again, as always, you can rewind this and watch it again. So go ahead and add these to your journal and then come right back. So here we go. We're getting ready to look at a triangle. How do we reflect it from our quadrant 1 over our y-axis into quadrant 2? Again, we follow the same steps, guys, the same steps, okay? Excuse me. So make sure that you draw a second coordinate plane. Again, you don't need the small units, the little small boxes. All you need is your y-axis and your x-axis. So go ahead, pause the video and get that drawn, and then we can create our reflection of the triangle into quadrant 2. And just like we did with our first shape, we are going to find the original pairs of our vertices. Okay, let's use red this time. We need to find the original pairs of our vertices. So here we have our first vertex, a second vertex, and a third vertex. So altogether they are known as vertices. Each are called a vertex. So let's go ahead and plot those. Let's find where they're located. So this first one is at 1, so let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. So let's go ahead and write down 1, 4. That's our first ordered pair for that vertex. And let's find the next one. It's located at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that. 4, 4. Close the parentheses. And then let's find our third one. Start at our origin, move over to 4, and we're going up to 8. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that vertex is located at 4, why do I keep typing a period? 8. Close parentheses. So let's check it again. Start at our origin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're moving up to 8. So now why do we need these original? Once again, guys, we need our original because we need to reflect over the y. When we reflect over the y, what changes? Our x point. Where are our x's located? It is the first point in our ordered pair. So our x's will change, but our y's are going to remain the same. So why don't you pause the video and write these pairs down? And I want you to write all of the y's down, and let's see if you can figure out what our new x's are going to be. Well, here you have it. Here you have it. Our y's stay the same. Here's our first y, our second y, and our third y. If you look at our original, those stay the same, but our x's change. And I'm not sure if you took a chance on it to see. So our new x for the first vertex is now -1 instead of positive. Second one is -4 instead of 4. And again, -4 instead of 4. So now let's go over here and plot those, okay? So we start at the origin, and we're going over to -1. So here we are at 0, and then we go to -1, and we're moving up to 4. And we just plot our first vertex. Now let's plot the second one. We're going over to -4. So we start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Check. And then our last one, -4, 8. Once again, start at our origin, -1, 2, 3, 4, -4, and up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we plot our third vertex. So what are we going to do now? We are going to connect our vertex to create our reflecting shape. Boom, boom, and boom. You know my drawing is not the best there.